shoes and everything. Everything. And it was great. Oh my goodness. We would alter them then to fit, you see. Yeah. So I remember I did this really stupid thing one time. We got this pair of shoes. They were patent leather with red binding, and they had a strap that went across, but they were like 2 sizes too big for me. So I got a heavy pair of socks, belonged to my father, and I smuggled the shoes to school and put them on when I got there. I don't know how old I was at the time, but it's a story that I'll never forget, because halfway through class we were all standing around, and one of the girls said, "Look at Mary Ellen's shoes." I'll never criticize young people for doing anything. The fact that I did that, I mean, was terrible. But I will never forget it. But yes, we got a lot of packages from America. Yeah. Oh, great.
Was it a struggle during the time of the war? Was there a lot of rationing and things like that?
There was, but I don't remember it too much. I remember getting a substitute for cocoa. We couldn't get cocoa, so we got a substitute for cocoa. It was a different type of powder. And tea was rationed. Tea was rationed. Somehow they used to get some tea on the black market, because my mom, I mean, if she couldn't have a cup of tea, that was like terrible. Mm-hmm. You know, we could do without it, but tea was like served for breakfast, lunch, and supper in our house. No matter what age you were, you had tea. A little weaker maybe when you were young.
Yes. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, that would be real. Yeah, but then you had things like butter and bread and grains and things.
Oh,
so
yes. Plenty food.
Yeah. Plenty
of food. The best of food, actually.
Yeah.
Nourishing food, you know. Yeah. Vegetables, everything. Potatoes, everything. Yeah.
That makes a big difference, too.
Yeah.
Do you remember anything about the war? Do you remember planes or anything like that?
I do remember planes flying very low. Yeah, and indeed, down further in West Cork, a few planes crashed down there during the war, but I don't remember too much about it. I think I read about it after, but I remember planes flying very low. My brothers would go over for the cows, and they would say, "My God, that plane was so low," and you would hear it, but it was gone. You know, by the time you heard it coming, it was gone.
Yeah,
no?
Really quickly.
Yeah. Yeah.
You did.
Yep.
Did
about 5 minutes back.
Okay. Did people have blackouts? Did you have to do blackouts in Ireland?
No.
No,
we didn't.
Kind of
no, okay. We didn't. It would have been easy for us because we just had the oil lamp. Just had the oil lamp in the kitchen, you know, on the wall.
Yeah.
Until later on, we got some of those tilly lamps, they called them, you know,
with
the mantle. It had a little mantle in it, and it took it would be like a Coleman lantern here that you would have when you went camping, that you have to pump up, and it's got the mantle and you got to light it. And we had that in later years, and it was great, you know, because otherwise we had to have flashlights for the outhouses and everything to go see the animals, and you know, like when the sow was having her pigs or babies or whatever, you had to have flashlights. Later years, they had the tilly lamps. Was like a new lease on life. Yeah, it was great. Yeah.
And you'd be right out there.
Yeah.
That was another big full-time job when they were giving birth, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, we were helping.
Yeah.
We were helping when the cows were calving, and because they always needed an extra hand, or when the mare was foaling, or whatever was going on. You know, we were always there.
Yeah.
Yeah, one way or the other, fetching this or getting that, or you know.
And it was just always, just as you grew, your responsibilities got a little more.
Got a little more, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we did. We had a great life.
Yeah.
We had a great life, thank God.
And you had a good life since you moved to the States.
Yes, we did. A little sadness, you know, and survived it, thanks be to God.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
And you always have a wonderful smile, Mary.
Oh, thank you.
You always have a big smile on your
Thank
face.
you. Thank you.
Well, I don't have a whole lot more that I wanted to ask you, but I wonder now, when you were thinking about coming here today and thinking about this time that we spend together, was there anything special you wanted to make sure that you talked about?
There wasn't really, you know. There wasn't really. I've had a very good life up to now, and a lot, and some sadness in it, of course, as everybody has, you know, and very lucky to survive it so well, and thank God, and thanks to a lot of good people in my life.
Yeah. That's good. Okay, well, I thank you very, very much for taking the time to sit down
You're
with me.
welcome.
And I encourage you to write that book out for your grandchildren to
Thank
be able
you.
to read, because you do have wonderful stories. And thanks so much
Thank
for sitting with me,
you.
Mary.
You certainly took me back. I didn't think I would remember any of it.
I'm glad you did.
It was like reminiscing. Oh my goodness. And I'm sorry